probably the very first study we did looked at the effects of stereotype threat on women's math performance. And you do something just like what I described. You give women and men who you know have the same skills in math. You've carefully selected them and matched them for their competence in math, and you give them a very difficult math test that's going to cause frustration. And for women in that situation, the argument is it will be fundamentally different than it will be for the men in that situation, because the stereotype about women's math ability, the Larry Summers stereotype, if I can call it that, becomes relevant right in that situation. And the prospect of confirming that stereotype or being seen to confirm that stereotype causes a distraction, an emotional reaction. We know from research parts of the brain that you recruit to solve cognitive processes, cognitive problems like that are suppressed. Parts of the brain that are sensitive to a threat in the environment are very activated. So there's a whole kind of physiological profile that goes with being under that pressure that indeed interferes with performance. And you can eliminate that difference in performance in roughly the same way I described in the IQ test experiment. You give the experiment over again, but this time you do it with an instruction that makes the stereotype about women's math ability irrelevant to their performance in that situation. In many of the experiments, for example, you say, look, you may have heard that women don't do as well as men on difficult math tests, but that's not true for this particular math test. The math test you're taking today is one that shows no effects of gender whatsoever. Women always score as well as men. Now when the woman experiences the frustration, that possibility that she's confirming something about being a woman is removed. She could confirm that something about herself as an individual isn't particularly good at math, but she can't confirm that's happening because of something about being a woman. And freed from that extra pressure in the situation, her performance goes up dramatically in that situation to match that of equally skilled men.